Today I want to try to change the blower motor on my 2007 Nissan Sentra. I picked up a new motor from Rock Auto, and I've watched lots of the video tutorials online, so I guess I'm about ready to get started. First thing I have to do is disconnect the battery. Patio table with one of our deck chair cushions to make it a little easier to get underneath the dash. First thing is I'm going to take this cover off. It just snaps in like that. And then I'm taking the change box off, and it just comes out easy. From the videos I've watched on taking the fan out, they start by taking this this air duct out. Yeah, I've removed the screw, and now I can just pull on this and pull it out, and the whole thing will just kind of come out, and that hopefully will give us a little bit more room. The next thing I want to do is take the brake pedal and gas pedal assembly out, and apparently there's just the 4 nuts, and I think that there's a harness connected there somewhere that I'll take apart. So I will just take this off, and if I have any difficulty I will comment on it. The one thing I'm finding is that the nuts are in quite far. I've got a little socket with an extension, which is working well, except I'm finding that for 3 of the nuts I need a deep socket, so I'm going to have to look around to see if I can find one. Found a deep socket. I'm actually surprised that I did. I would fully expect that I'd have to go out and buy one. There's a pin that goes through this little rod. I don't know if I can get a good picture of it here. Yeah, and I'm gonna just try to take it out with a with my needle nose pliers. It was a little bit of a struggle pulling it out. There wasn't really anything holding it that I could tell, but looking at it now, I see that the little plastic tip that used to be on it isn't there anymore. We will see if that ends up being a problem. For this one clip, it's just squeezing the tab on the side and it'll release. On this one here, that's the other, where are we? On this one here, it's putting a screwdriver in behind the top and releasing that tab, and then the whole thing should pull up. There's a zip tie right up kind of at the top of the brake pedal assembly, and I'm just going to cut that off with some side cutters, and then I think the whole thing will be free. There is the brake pedal assembly taken out. One of the things I worry about the most is being able to not figure out how to get these electrical plugs off. In the past I have broken them, and I want to avoid doing that this time. So anyway, that's step 1 from my instructions that I've been looking at. There's some kind of module I have to take out and a U-bracket, and then I should be able to get at the blower motor. This is the U-bracket that I'm taking off. I think it's just holding the nut in behind and then unscrewing it. I think from what I saw, they used a vice grip on it or something like that. I will try to take that off. Looking straight up under the dash, there's the module, and I can only see one screw. If we go over to the side and look up, where are you? I don't know. Somewhere up in there is where the fan is. Anyway, for now, it's getting that thing off. There you can see the blower motor. I can't really show this, but with the module off, I could reach in and turn it, and it came out quite easily. One out. There it is. It was squealing and making a lot of noise. The only real problem I had was, and I don't know if it's a real problem, but I have trouble with getting those clips out. But there's a button on the end that you squeeze, and you just gotta keep pulling on it. And it came out okay. So now if I can put the other one back in, then we might be successful. And I fought for quite a while trying to get the new fan in. So it's in pretty secure, but I couldn't make it so that I couldn't turn it tight enough so that the screw lined up. And I kind of pried on it with some needle nose pliers and broke the little tab off. So I don't know exactly what I can do. If it's in nice and solid, I think I'm just going to run a drywall screw into the edge of it so it can't rotate, and that's going to be the way it'll stay in place. There's the little, it's actually a sheet metal screw. It's kind of hard to see, but it's going into the plastic right beside where the screw was. So it'll keep the blower motor from rotating or from turning out. And I've wiggled it, it's in nice and solid, so there we go. I fought with the blower motor to put it back in. Other than that, everything went back pretty much the same as I took it off. Probably can't hear the fan, but everything is working perfectly. One last thing. After getting everything together and going for a bit of a test drive, I find that my brakes are dragging. So I'm thinking that while I was working on the rest of it, the little nut in behind this U-bracket kind of maybe spun out a bit. So I'm going to take that apart and try to put a little bit more slack on the brake pedal, and hopefully that'll fix that. What I've found this time through is that it's a lot easier to loosen that nut while it's connected to the brake pedal, because you don't need a vice grip or anything else to hold it, so it just loosens and backs off. So I'm going to back it off maybe 1/2 inch and then pull the pin out. You can see I've already taken the cotter pin off, and hopefully that'll resolve my tight brake issues. New problem, I can't turn the U bracket unless I take the rest of the brake pedal assembly out, which we've done before once already, so I know how to do it. And well, it's a little bit more work than I'd hoped for, but I do want to have everything working. Brakes are working, fan is working, and hopefully it will last for a while.